time, but I wanted to come in and tell you this because I thought it was worth sharing. I'm literally cutting into the time I'm spending going to pick my mother-in-law up. She's a TJ Maxx, so I'm picking up my mother-in-law. But I was listening, as you guys know, I'm always taking in financial information, and I saw something that I really want to share with you. So you can apply it as you wish. I'll tell you what my interpretation is. Well, anyway, I was listening to a guy who is the author of a book called Black Swan. I don't know the author, I don't know about the book, but I know what a black swan event is. A black swan event is when something comes out of the blue. Just something, the unknown comes to life and causes an economic crash. That's what it means when you're talking about black swans. Remember, you have the things you know, the things you don't know, and then you have the things you don't know, you don't know. The things you don't know, that's the biggest threat. That's what you got to watch out for. So anyway, so one of the things that I saw here, and I want to share this with you guys, and I'm not going to take much of your time because I got to go pick up my mother-in-law, is he believes that we could be on the verge of a major economic crisis. He feels, and his arguments are very sound. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'll give you some nuance to it in a second, but I'm going to tell you what his argument was. He basically said that that the Fed has made a lot of mistakes in the last 15 years. There were times where they should have increased interest rates when they let interest rates drop. There were times where they should have let interest rates drop when they increased interest rates. And so he believes that we could end up having some major problems. He pointed specifically to the fact that when interest rates were really low, you had a lot of companies that were surviving just on the debt. Companies surviving just on debt, not thinking about profitability, not worried about cash flow, just burning through cash because the belief was always that the United States could just print as much money as they wanted, interest rates could be zero or close to it, and companies could just borrow an insane amount of money and just keep growing without having to worry about actually being a good company. He believes that those days are over. So when those days come to an end and interest rates actually go up and you really have to actually pay for your money, like getting free money with low interest rates is like getting a rental car where there's no fee on the rental car. Of course, you're going to drive the car as much as you can because it doesn't cost you anything. But what if the car costs you $100 a day? Well, then that requires you to become more profitable. So these companies are being forced into a different business model. Some of these companies aren't going to make it. Some of them are going to die. We've talked about that a little bit before, but I wanted to make that argument, make that point. Let me get to the nitty gritty of what he said, and then I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are on this. So what he basically said was they asked him specifically, what would you do in this environment? And what would you not do? And one thing that he said, which I agree with, is he said you shouldn't be naked long in the stock market. Naked long means that you own stock, but you don't have anything to hedge your bets, right? You have no put options. Now, if you guys are in the Prime program, we talk extensively about the use of put options, which is basically like buying insurance on your car, or insurance on your house, or insurance on your life, or insurance on your health, or insurance on a building. You always have to prepare for something to go wrong. So he's basically said you shouldn't be naked in stocks. I agree with that. He also said that he would avoid real estate investing. Now, I don't agree with that completely. I think real estate is a good long term move. However, there is some reason to believe that both the commercial and residential real estate markets could have some sort of major correction in the near future. A major correction is basically they're talking about a crash. Correction is a nice way to say crash. So if you're in real estate, just be really careful, be mindful, make sure you diversify, make sure you protect yourself. Give me a yes if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I don't know. I don't do a lot of live. I'm in my car, so I just want to make sure I'm coming through all right. The third thing he mentioned, which I don't know how I feel about this, is he said that he would stay away from emerging technologies like AI because he said they're inherently unstable. I do agree AI is unstable because you have a lot of things that have to yet to play out. Also, AI is some believe it could be overpriced. But if you were in there early, then you're doing good. If you bought Nvidia back when we first started talking about it, then you're doing great. Would I buy Nvidia now? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy a whole lot more. I actually sold some Nvidia because I wanted to make another investment in a different part of my portfolio. I didn't sell it all. It's not because I don't like the company, but it wouldn't surprise me if Nvidia was pushed up a little bit too much. So so because I believe that the market could actually have a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a deeper correction, I went ahead and moved my Nvidia out and did something else with it. So anyway, long story short, that's what his warning was. Now, here's the thing about it, in this investing advice that you hear online. So many experts will have so many opinions. your best bet, in my view, is to hear all the perspectives and then form your own opinion based on that, based on what you're trying to do, based on what you believe, based on where you're willing to place your so-called bets. And I think of it just like politics, and I think that that's something we don't do a lot in society. Even in politics, I do the same thing. I want to hear from the Democrats. I want to hear from the Republicans. I want to hear from the independents because I believe there's good ideas on all sides. There's bad ideas on all sides, right? So I think the same thing is true with investing. Listen, take in information from different sources. That's how you get ahead. Now, Omar, don't be scared of AI because AI ain't going nowhere. The best thing to do with AI is learn how it works, adjust to it, invest in it. Now, remember, on my website, boycewatkins.com, I have a list of stocks that I've had for a while that you can grab for free on some AI stocks that I believe are going to do well in the future. Also, there's a training on my website called How to Make Money Without Working. So if you have an interest in selling options and generating income from that, it's a great way to generate income. That's how I make my money. Just go to boycewatkins.com. That's there. Also, if you have kids, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. We have financial flashcards and workbooks for children as well. All right, I got to go pick up my mother-in-law. I took this 6 minutes just to hop in and talk to you guys, but my mother-in-law is waiting for me, and I love her a whole lot, and I got to go take care of Nana. So talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Hit that thumbs up button if you could. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.